G'day viewers, Sep here, and welcome to part 4 of the lawnmower challenge. Will it run? And I hope it will today. So what we're up to is we've got to check it for spark, and if we've got some spark, we're going to put the top back on, we're going to take it outside, and we're going to fire it up. Hopefully you can see the end of that spark plug there. I'm just going to ground it off to earth, and with a bit of luck you might see some blue spark in there. I'm just going to spin the flywheel by hand and see what happens. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Yes, yes, you beauty. There it is again. Right, okay. Hopefully you can see that. We've had success. Okay, righto. So what we'll do now is I'll put that spark plug in. We'll put the top back on, the pull start. I'm just going to lubricate this cable. I'm going to run a bit of CRC around this cable, around the edge here, on the outer cable, just to make sure that throttle's working properly. And I'm just going to check to make sure that the throttle works okay and that the choke is also opening and closing. So pretty basic. I think it has been, it is anyway. Yeah, looking at it now, it is actually working. So I'll just run a little bit of WD-40 over the top of this cable. It is pretty smooth though. The other thing I will check is the air cleaner. The air filter, it's an oil bath one, so we might have a quick look at that before we put that on. It wasn't looking real good anyway, and I might show you that next. This is what it looks like. It's an oil bath filter. It says on the side, clean and re-oil foam of element every 25 hours, more often under dusty conditions. Washing detergent and water, dry thoroughly, re-oil squeeze foam to distribute oil evenly. So that's what it says on the side. We've got a couple of bolts that hold it in. This is what it actually looks like. So it's pretty ordinary, hasn't been off for a long time. Let's open it up and have a look on the inside. So the inside looks pretty good, pretty clean. So we'll give all this a wash. We'll just take this plate off. It's a plate that goes and holds it in position. Put that down there and we'll get the foam out. That's actually pretty good. That's what it looks like there. There might be a bit too much oil on this one. You can see there's oil everywhere, running everywhere on it. Give this a bit of a swirl out. Take that out. We'll swirl this out. We'll do this first. This filter, before we put this other stuff in there and dirty everything up. There's another piece that comes out. Give this a clean and go from there. Okay, I've got everything all cleaned up, ready to go. We're just going to oil up this filter, put it all back together and put it on the mower, and then we'll get it going. So I'll give you a look. That's what it looks like after cleaning, which is pretty good. Much better than what it was. So I've made a mix of oil. Now you can buy the right stuff up the street in an auto parts store or something like that, but I've just mixed a bit of, well, what it was 1 part 2-stroke oil and 2 parts chain bar oil for your chainsaw. So I've just mixed those two together, and then I'm going to put this into the oil, and then you've got to squeeze it right out good and proper. So I'll do that and then we'll get back to you. What I'm doing now is I'm just getting the residual amount of oil out of this. I just put in a bit of newspaper, just giving it a good squeeze out, pushing down pretty hard there. You don't want too much oil left in it, or any oil visually left in it, because that'll run down into the top of the engine and give us some other dramas. So we'll just check to make sure. So we've still got a bit there still in there, so I'll just go over again. Give it a good push down. soon as we've done this, we'll put it together, and then we'll be ready for a test fire. So it takes a bit of time, just a little bit more. I won't hold you up doing this. I've just put it back together. That's what it looks like. Much better than what it was before when we took it apart. The seal is all the way around there with the foam filter. So yeah, everything has to come through here. It's all oiled up, it's all nice and clean, ready to go back on. I've just finished lubricating all this throttle cable. So just a bit of WD-40 just on the outside of the cable all the way around to the control switch. And now I've been operating the controls. I've put a little bit of CRC on these points here, and in behind here it operates the choke. Now as you can see, hopefully you can, if you look down in there you'll see the butterfly for the choke. When I put it over onto full throttle, past that to choke, it closes, that comes up to full throttle, and then when you pull it back to the stop position, that comes all the way back via this arm here, which is connected over here. So that's your throttle, moving it up and down to the stop and choke position, and that's showing that this is all working, functioning correctly. So this screw here is how, this one here is how you adjust the idle. So if it's too slow, turn that in. If it's idling too fast, you turn it out. That's your low speed mixture screw. So if you want to richen it or lean it out, you turn that in to lean it, out to richen it, and underneath there's another one of these screws, the same thing. This one's for your fast idle, it's down underneath here, and you screw it in to make it lean, screw it out to richen the fuel. So that's what they're for. And of course all we need to do now is put the air cleaner back on, and we'll be ready to fire it up. Here we are outside. I'm going to fire it up in a sec. Let's just hope it works. See how we go. Fuel's on. Give it some choke. Let's see what happens. Make sure it's in neutral. Yep. Oh! So there we have it. At long last, part 4 is finished. We got the mower started. It runs like a beauty. So thanks for watching. Take it easy and see you on the next one.